The Drug Prevention Unit celebrated the end of its 5th Drug Education Prison Program with a touching closing ceremony at the Dominica State Prison. The inmates who participated in the program were in attendance, as was the director of the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit, Jacinta Banis, and Calypsonian, the Observer. Over 12 weeks, the inmates attended sessions with topics ranging from the link between violence and drug use to goal setting, which were aimed at helping the inmates to cope with addiction. And Banis praised the inmates' participation in the program.
I must say that participants in the program must be commended for their cooperation and interactive spirit. You'll never give us any trouble. We never had to go to the superintendent and say, well, you know, your guys are misbehaving, they're not listening. But it's like you always welcome us when we came and always shared, and I mean shared deep emotional things. And I think that was the success of the program. Your participation was very interactive.
Banis urged the inmates to avoid making the same mistakes twice, saying that she didn't want to see the same faces again. Continuing in the interactive spirit of the program, a number of inmates shared thoughts, poems, and songs inspired by their time in the program and their personal battles with addiction.
One drink, one joint leads to one blank, one pump. And this affects not just one life, but an entire family, an entire generation is wiped out. So we need to stop the beast, and there's more than one way to do this. We can choose to learn from the mistakes we've made from day to day. You can choose to learn from me. Learn from me. Learn from me, learn from my mistakes. There is not one day that passes by that I do not wish I could go back in time. I still wish that I could wake up one day and all this is nothing but a dream. But life isn't like this, and we have no choice but to live with the mistakes that we have made.
Themes of choice, strength, and hope constantly re-arose throughout the ceremony and were explored in a speech by the Observer about his unlikely path from the ghetto to Calypsonian to registered nurse.
I planned and I did not allow the circumstances of the ghetto to choose my destiny for me. I raised up in drugs, I raised up in crime. I don't know what Gota used to be. Or do you remember Gota village? There is where I came from, but I choose the road of hope and I plan. And guess what? There's something in this song. The greatest inspiration comes from desperation.
The ceremony ended with the presentation of certificates to the participants, many of whom seemed genuinely compelled to retake control of their lives and avoid a return to prison or drugs. And the MV Grandeur of the Seas of the Vision class of ships of